My name is Jasmin, and I'm currently studying in Grade 10 Express at Sir Emilio Sajana School in Brunei, Darussalam. Today, I'll be telling the story The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. I am glad to be part of Gema World Storytelling Competition. Have you ever spent so much time looking at something that it began to seem strange? Maybe a shadow on the wall that looked like a person, or a coat hanging in the dark that looked like a monster. Well, the woman in today's story experienced something far more frightening. This is the story of the yellow wallpaper. A long time ago, a woman became ill after the birth of her baby. She often felt sad, tired, and anxious. Her husband, John, who was a doctor, believed she needed complete rest. So he took her to a large country house for the summer. The house was beautiful from the outside, with gardens, trees, and sunshine. But the woman was placed in a large room upstairs. The room had bars in the windows and strange yellow wallpaper covering the walls. From the very first day, she disliked it. The wallpaper was old, faded, and covered with confusing patterns. The more she looked at it, the more uncomfortable she felt. The woman wanted to write, read, and spend time doing things she enjoyed. But her husband insisted that she rest. No work, no excitement, no writing, he said. Day after day, she stayed inside the room. With little to do, she began staring at the wallpaper for hours. At first, it was simply ugly, but slowly it became something more. She noticed shapes hidden inside the strange patterns. Lines twisted and turned. Then, one day, she thought she saw something moving. At first, she told herself it was only her imagination. The more she stared, the more clearer it became. She believed there was a woman trapped behind the wallpaper. A woman trying desperately to get out. The woman behind the wallpaper seemed to shake the patterns, pushing and pulling as if she wanted freedom. Every day she watched. Every night she searched for movement. Soon she became convinced that only she could see the trapped woman. As time passed, she thought that the woman wants to escape. And perhaps, in some way, she felt that she was trapped too. Trapped by loneliness, trapped by people who would not listen to her feelings. The wallpaper seemed to represent everything she could not say aloud. One night, she decided to help the woman escape. She began tearing pieces of wallpaper from the walls. She pulled and ripped until large sections came loose. She worked frantically, determined to free the mysterious figure she believed was trapped inside. By morning, the room was in chaos. The wallpaper hung in torn strips. When her husband opened the door, he was shocked by what he saw. The woman was crawling around the room, following the walls, passing over him again and again. She proudly announced that she had finally escaped. She believed she had become the woman who had been trapped behind the wallpaper all along. Her husband was so shocked that he fainted. This story ends there, but the message remains powerful. The yellow wallpaper is not a story about supernatural forces, but rather a powerful exploration of the human mind. It tells the story of a woman whose loneliness, isolation, and overwhelming thoughts slowly drove her into a state of confusion and despair. Can you ever imagine yourself in such a state? Her silent struggles and inner battles became unnoticed. She slowly begins to lose control, leading her into a state of emotional turmoil. Charlotte Perkins Gilman wrote this story to show how harmful it can be when someone's thoughts, feelings, and voices are ignored. Even in today's busy, fast-paced world, a little empathy, a listening ear, a genuine care can make a huge difference. The yellow wallpaper became a symbol of confinement, a prison that existed not only in the room, but also in the woman's life. Thank you for joining me in exploring the yellow wallpaper. I hope this story has reminded us of the power of compassion, kindness, and truly listening to those around us. Thank you once again for listening, and I wish you truly a wonderful day ahead.